शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् परित्यज्य मौनं वठादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशम् मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गेण यन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्कारुणेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सत्यनारायणक्षेत्रात् सत्यव्रतमुपागतम् आश्रये कामकोटीशं सत्यश्रीचन्द्रशेखरं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. So now we are going to the fourth adhyaya, fourth chapter in Bhagavad Gita. In the last chapter, Bhagavan has talked about karma yoga. He says, hey Arjuna, you have to do karma. No, only when you do karma, it is going to be Sreshtakaram. But what is the attitude with which we have to do karma? Everything Krishna said in the last chapter. And then he finished with a discussion on kama and krodha. Kamayesha, krodhayesha, rajo guna samudbhavaha, mahashano, mahapapma, vidyenam, iha vairinam. There was a very good discussion on kama and krodha. Where does the kama and krodha exist? Indriyana mano buddhi. So kama and krodha, they have indriya mano buddhi as the adhishthanam. All these things Krishna said. In the fourth chapter, Chaturthodhyayaha Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogaha, Krishna begins with talking about the antiquity of this knowledge. Yesha dharma sanatanaha. Our dharma. Our dharma is called as Sanatana Dharma. Why? What is Sanatana? What is Sanatana? Why is our dharma called as Sanatana Dharma? In fact, the name Hinduism is a relatively recent invention for our dharma. When we say relatively recent invention, 1500 years is relatively recent for us. For all the other people, 1000 years is very, very old. But for us, even 1500 is relatively recent. Why? Because our dharma goes back to hundreds and thousands of years. When we do the sankalpa, we say Ditiya Pararde, Adya Brahmanaha, Ditiya Pararde, Shvetavaraha Kalpe. We say all these things, Brahma is now on his 50th year, 51st year and all we say. Our time calculation is completely different. For all the other people, the earth started only 5000 years ago. But for us, scientists say the earth started 13.2 billion years ago. For us, even 13.2 billion is relatively recent. Right? Maybe the current Srishti would have started 13.2 billion years ago. So, we have got all these yugas, Kali Yuga, current Yuga, we have got Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Krita Yuga. So, all these Yugas calculations are there. So, and these teachings have been coming from all those yugas. Mahabharata has happened in Dwapara Yuga. Ramayanam has happened in Treta Yuga. so many thousands of years ago. And we still see with archaeology, proofs, etc., that the timeline coincides. And you go to Dwaraka, do Dwaraka excavations. You can still see the lost city of Dwaraka, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Indus Valley civilization. While the other civilizations are questioning whether to take bath daily or not. Indus Valley civilization, our Vedic civilization, we have built bath houses. Right. When the other civilizations are talking some gibberish, not an evolved language. We have Panini, who made Sanskritam grammar that cannot be even beaten by the precision of computer and artificial intelligence. People have tried to, Paninian grammar, it will all be in a coded form. People have tried to come up with a better version of Sanskrit grammar, better version than Panini using supercomputers, but still they failed. During Avani Avattam, we would be chanting these sutras, I, un, riluk, ye, om, I, ouch, haya, varat, lan. This is a special way of ordering the Sanskrit alphabets so that Panini can group them in his grammar book. And people have tried, still trying to come up with a better way of grouping Sanskritam alphabets using supercomputers. Even with this much computing power, they cannot come up with a better way than Panini. What Panini has done without the help of modern computers, etc. While the other dharma, while in other places, people did not have the ethics and all. We have got Manusmriti, completely evolved ethical and law framework, legal framework. All these things are possible because of our dharma, which is sanatanaha. Yesha dharma sanatanaha. Because the dharma started with Bhagavan, not a figment of imagination of a person. You see, in other religion, when did your religion start? There is a specific date. Before that date, the religion did not exist. After that date, the religion started to exist. They have got a holy book. Before that day, the holy book was not there. After that day, the holy book was there. You ask Sanatana Dharmis, who is the first propounder of your dharma? You cannot pinpoint one name, Bhagavan. What is the book Vedas? When did Veda come? You cannot tell. Vedas are still there surrounding us. You cannot hear it. Vedas are eternal. The rishis, they are mantra drashtas. They are not the inventor of mantras. They are only the discoverer of mantras. Mantraha sanatanaha. Mantras are sanatanam. Vedam is eternal. We still have Vedic vibrations surrounding us. Just like how the radio waves, the cell phone signal, the Wi-Fi is present everywhere. But can you perceive the radio waves? Can you perceive cell phone signal? No, I cannot do it. Without the help of an actual radio, without the help of an actual computer or a phone, without the help of an Wi-Fi, internet, a computer, I cannot perceive those waves. Just because I cannot perceive those waves, it does not mean that they don't exist. They exist. You need to have a right tool to perceive them. The same way, the Vedas exist till now, surrounding all of us, Vedas exist. But we just do not have the right tool. This is what is called as Sanatana. That which has been handed down to us. Then some people will ask, hey, aren't you stuck in time? Something would have been valid for so many years ago. 10,000 years ago, some things are valid. But now things would have changed. We are not having the same lifestyle. Right? People lived like so many years ago, they lived they lived like their lifestyle was different. Now the lifestyle is different. Laws has to be amended. Right? You see, Constitution, US Constitution, many amendments are there. Indian Constitution, so many amendments are there. In the same way, should not the Sanatana Dharma be amended as well? How can you get stuck with law of the past? If we ask the question, then the answer to that question is our practice. Dharma says, take bath 3 times a day or 2 times a day. Shauchaha, cleanliness rules. It does not matter which yuga you are, the cleanliness rule does not change. Here we are talking about cleanliness 50,000 years ago, where the other civilization people are still defecating in their rivers. You should have seen the medieval history of Europe. All of their rivers were unusable because people put all their waste, etc., in the rivers. But here we have a Veda Vakyam that says, Naptu Mutra Purisham Kuryat. Hey, do not do defecation, do not do urination in the rivers. Veda Vakyam, this is. Medieval Europe history, if you see, full of filth. Nishti Vedana Vivasanasnayat, etc. Very pratyaksham. The pratyaksha phalam of Sanatana Dharma that we saw was during COVID times. We don't have to go medieval Europe and all. Look what happened in COVID times. The things that we ordinarily follow in our house. The rules of muddy and vilku. Do not touch each other. People who took bath don't touch others. You come inside your house, wash your legs, take bath. Everybody forgot that, including our own selves. But what happened? Yesha dharma sanatanaha. The nature itself made us remember those rules. Do not eat food from outside. Do not eat food that is cooked outside. Right. Later, people started to vilify those commandments as untouchability, etc. But what did happen? Even government started prescribing that type of untouchability. They just changed the name. Instead of telling untouchability, they said social distancing. They changed the name, but the concept is same. Even untouchability, the word, etc., it is only a figment of imagination. It was not, if a person has understood the actual meaning of Shastra, then these rules would not have been vilified. Because of vested interest, people started to vilify anything that is Indian, they wanted to find fault with it. So why we are telling all these things is our dharma is sanatana, because the teaching comes from Bhagavan for so many thousands and millions of years. That is what here Krishna says, hey Arjuna, whatever I am teaching now, do not think that I taught you. And this is another very important fact of our dharma. If somebody comes tomorrow and tells, hey, this is my teaching, reject those teachings, even if that is Bhagavan. Even if it is Bhagavan, tomorrow comes stand before you with Shankam and Chakram, says, whatever you have studied is wrong. I made a mistake. Now I am giving you some other teaching. Follow this from tomorrow now. What should you know? Reject the Bhagavan. That's what happened in Buddhavatara. In fact, the Buddhavatara, it teaches us that thing. You know, Vedas are there. Buddha came. Buddha is an avatara of Sriman Narayana. He says, okay, do not believe in Veda. What did we do now? We did not renounce Vedas, but we renounced Buddha. Even though Buddhism, it was born in India, it is still a minority, very, very small minority in India, because we are attached to the dharma. Even if Bhagavan comes tomorrow and tells, hey, this is my teaching, new teaching, brand new, follow this. No, we will not follow you, Bhagavan. I'm sorry. That is why Krishna here convinces Arjuna, imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. Hey Arjuna, do not think that I am teaching you this new. Your forefathers all have followed this Shastra. What Shastra? The Shastra about karma and akarma, punya, papa, kama, krodha, etc. I have taught this to Vivaswan. Vivaswan na Suryan artham. To the sun god, I have already taught this. Vivaswan manave praha manuvikshvaka vabra manuvikshvakurab manuvikshvaka vebravit. Vivaswan taught this to Manu. You know, we have got Manu Smriti. The teaching for Manu, the knowledge for Manu comes from Vivaswan. The knowledge for Vivaswan comes from Bhagavan. The Guru Parampara is very, 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 very important. Who is your Guru? Who is their Guru? Who is their Guru? If you go up, it starts with Bhagavan. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhya. So Bhagavan has taught it to Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan has taught it to Manu. Manu Rikshvaka Vebravit. Manu has taught it to Ikshvaku, forefathers of Rama. Rama is called as Ikshvaku Kula. Yevam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Hey Arjuna, this is a parampara dharma. Guru parampara is there. Shishya parampara is there. யாரோ ஒருத்தர் மண்டபத்தில் எழுதி உனக்கு கொடுக்கல. It is a parampara. But Guru parampara is very, 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 very important in our dharma. Just because somebody tells you something, just because he is a very noble puja person, does not mean that you take what he tells. Look at who is Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna did Sharanagati to Krishna. Whatever Krishna tells, Arjuna will do. But Krishna does not say, hey Arjuna, do this because I say so. Krishna says, hey Arjuna, your forefathers have also followed this. Imam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Then Arjuna will ask the next question, hey Krishna, you told it to Surya Bhagavan, you told it, he then taught that to Manu, he then taught it to other people. How do I know that it will be suitable for me? Who's Arjuna? A king. I am a Kshatriya. How do you know that this is suitable for Kshatriya? That's why Krishna says, Raja Rishayo Viduhu. It is followed by Raja Rishis. Kings who are Rishis. But unfortunately, what happens? Sakale neha mahata yogo nashtha parantapaha. Because of people's kama and krodha, yogaha nashtaha yogaha. The teaching have faded away. Namma paakalam. Literally, we have seen in our lifetime. Acharam has faded away. Right. Madi, Viluppu, Echal, Pattu has faded away. Then what happened? Nature has got a reset button. Nature reset it. How did it reset now? COVID. Everybody started to follow Achara. Whether we know that it is Achara or not, it is present in Shastra or not. No, previously Sanatana Dharma was there all over the world. If you take Daivathin Kural, Mahapariva has shown that. She has proved with archaeological data. Everywhere in the world, Sanatana Dharma was there. When we say Sanatana Dharma, it is all these Achara, Dharma Shastra was there. And then what happened now? People have got their own kama, krodha, etc. It started to decline. Only in Bharata, it was followed, and even in Bharata, it started to decline. And then one button. Overnight, nature's reset button, COVID, we started following those acharas, whether we know that they are acharas or not. Whether we know that it is there in Dharma Shastram or not. Nobody has to give you the Shloka from Manusmriti. Nobody has to give you the Shloka from Apastamba that, okay, this is the HL rule you have to follow. This is the Pattu rule that you have to follow. Nobody has to do that. Nature has taught us. When Krishna says, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam, the literal translation of Vivasvan is Surya Bhagavan. But it encompasses all nature. Bhagavan has taught dharma to the nature. And later Bhagavan will tell, hey, whenever dharma goes down, I will be born to do the dharma uddharanam. Please do not think that every time Bhagavan has to be born as a human with Shankha Chakra, etc. No, Bhagavan can be born as other things as well. Whenever dharma is going down, there is a way for Bhagavan to hit the reset button. We don't need any shlokas for this. We have seen with our own eyes during COVID time. Sakale neha mahata yogo nashtah parantapa. This problem was there even before Krishna's time, that people not following Shastras. Yogo nashtah parantapa. Saevayam maya tedya yoga proktas puratanaha. Hey Arjuna, the same teaching which I have taught to the Surya Bhagavan, the same teaching which Surya Bhagavan has taught to Manu, the same teaching that Manu has taught to Ikshvaku, the same teaching now I am teaching to you. Do not think that it is something different. அது அந்த காலத்து நடைமுறை இந்த காலத்துக்கு சரியா வராது. People tell all these things, right? It is old people, பழைய பஞ்சாங்கம். You have to change with changing times. There is always a limit how much you can change. Right? Adi in the kalathukku sariya varadu. So I am giving you a new teaching. You know, in the other dharmas, this is an old book will be there, new book will be there. Old book is for old generation. New book is for new generation. நமக்கு அது கிடையவே கிடையாது. For us, everything is sanatana. That's why it is called as sanatana. It is ever old. At the same time, it is ever new. Tomorrow, somebody comes and asks you, what about this personal protection? 6 feet distancing, social distancing, whether it is new or old. What will tell? The concept of social distancing, new or old. It is old, it is also new. Right, that is what here Krishna says. Saeva ayam maya tedyaha yogaha prokta puratanaha. That I am teaching you the same thing. Do not think that I am changing anything for you. I am not changing anything. That is the beauty of our dharma. Why should I do that for you? Here, Bhagavan's karunyam comes into picture. Bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyam hetaduttamam. Hey Arjuna, you are my sakha, friend. But that is not the first reason. You are my bhakta. You have did sharanagati to me. Because Arjuna was Krishna's friend right from their birth. Krishna and Arjuna are related. Ever since, they are cousins. Just like how we do, their cousins, they were very thick friends. But all those times, Krishna did not tell Arjuna the teachings. When did Krishna start to teach to Arjuna? When Arjuna said, Sishyasteham, I do Sharanagati to you, I become your Sishya. Please teach me. Only when Arjuna did Sharanagati to Krishna, Krishna started teaching. So whoever does Sharanagati to Bhagavan, Bhagavan will teach them. Bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyam hetaduttam. This uttamam rahasyam I am going to teach you. நம்மளா இருந்தா என்ன பண்ணிருப்போம்? ஆஹா, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். சொல்லுங்க. Arjuna has got a question. Hey Krishna, something is not right. Something does not make sense at all. What does not make sense at all? You are my cousin. You are even younger. No, Dharma, Yudhishthira, Krishna younger. I don't know the exact age of Krishna and Arjuna. What is the age difference between Krishna and Arjuna? But Krishna is definitely younger to Yudhishthira and Bhima. That is for sure. How can you teach to Surya Bhagavan? Romba overa supriyeba. Arjuna is asking the question. Aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha. Krishna, நீ கொஞ்சம் நிறைய பொய் சொல்லுவேன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். பொய் சொல்றதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் அளவு இருக்கு. Aparam bhavato janma param janma. Surya Bhagavan was born so many yugas ago. But you are V Krishna or N Krishna. Krishna son of Vasudevar or Krishna son of Nandagopa. நீ உங்க அம்மாட்ட வாங்கின அடிலாம் நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன். உங்க அம்மா எப்படி உன்னை உரல்ல வச்சு ஓட அடிச்சாங்கிறதெல்லாம் நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன். இது கொஞ்சம் ஓவரா இருக்கே. நீ எப்படி சூரிய பகவானுக்கு எப்படி how would you have taught? How would you have taught things to Surya Bhagavan? Because you are younger to my brother. Kathame tadvijaniyam tvamadau proktava. How can I understand this? I don't understand. Sanatana Dharma gives us that right to question Bhagavan. Just because somebody tells something, even if it is Bhagavan, even if it is Guru. No, normally people tell, no, you should not ask questions to Guru. No, you should ask questions to Guru. Krishna himself will say in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvitti pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya. I think only in this chapter it is going to come. I don't remember in which chapter it comes. Hey, do sharanagati to your Guru, but ask questions to Guru. We never say, okay, if you ask question, you will go to Naraka. That is not Sanatana Dharma. You ask questions with reverential attitude. Your attitude should be reverential. It is very important. You should not go to Bhagavan or Guru with attitude, hey, I know everything, you don't know nothing, I'm going to find fault with you. That type of questioning we don't allow. But if you are genuine, if your question is genuine, questions are encouraged, not even allowed. Questions are encouraged. If you see every Upanishad, it starts with a question from the Sishya. Any Upanishad you take, most of the Upanishad, the Guru's name and Sishya's name will be present. Even if the Guru Sishya names are not present, the Bhashyakara will tell, okay, this is the conversation between person A and B. A is asking question, B is answering. Any Tantra, any Agama, any Upanishad, if you take, it is always a dialogue between Guru and Sishya. And Sishya keeps on asking questions until the Sishya is convinced. That is the real teaching. Tadvitti pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Hey Arjuna, you should know, you should learn things by first doing namaskara to the Guru. Padviti pranipadena, padena, nipadena, pranipadena. Do namaskara. Just because I did namaskara to you, just because I did sharanagati to you, does not mean that I take whatever you tell as is. Prashnena, ask questions. Pariprashnena, ask nice questions. Ask deep questions. So here Arjuna is clearing his doubt. Hey Krishna, the timeline does not match. How can you please explain? Now Bhagavan is going to explain his Janma Rahasya, Avatara Rahasyam is the topic. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. How is Bhagavan going to answer this question of Arjuna? We will see in the next class. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shtute Om Shanti Shanti Shanti